to creating the faces, we have to create the eyeball positions. That helps us a lot while creating and checking out that our model is not becoming flat, it should be rounded. So create a sphere and go to its channel editor, and in channel editor go to inputs and activate your move tool first. Move the eyeball in front viewport to the level of the eye and rotate it so that its pole come in front. One thing we should remember that the poles of the eye where it is getting triangled should be up to the iris of the eyeball, and then increase the radius, and in side viewport you will see that the sphere is kept too far, so bring it up to the level of the eye. And now you can see that the eyeball is being placed where we really want it. We can observe that the eyeball is always bigger than the eye socket because it's natural. Otherwise, our eyeball will fall when we bend. Just kidding. Now, we will see that when we will model in shaded version, we can see the back, the reference images. So we will make it transparent, and for that we will do a bit animation. We'll take 10 frames in timeline and then click on the sphere assign new material, blend, and we can see that there is a transparency attribute being added to it also below the color menu. Set key in the first frame and then go to 10th frame, make it white from black, and then again set key by right. Our eyeball is being placed, the transparency is being set. We will duplicate our eyeball for the other side of our face. For that, go to edit menu, duplicate special, and in duplicate special the x value should be -1, and before that we will set our pivot values, and if you will reset the position it will be wrong. So press insert in your keyboard and then bring the pivot to the black grid line, that is y-axis, and hit duplicate special. Then now when we slide the time slider, we can see that our eyeballs are getting transparent and shaded. Now create a new layer, change the name of the new layer eyeballs and save. Then right click on the layer and add selected object. Now we can make our eyeballs as a reference so that whenever we create our model, that eyeballs didn't get displaced from its original position. Now inside viewport we will start our creation mode, and we will go to the expert mode so that we get the best utilization of our viewport, and then start creating after zoom out a bit so that we can see the full face. Now go to mesh, create polygon tool. Now start clicking and create a rough layout of the face with minimum number of points as being shown in this video. In starting phases we don't create hell lot of vertices so that we don't get confused while manipulating them and creating the shape that we require. And the first stage in which we are being right now is called as blocking stage, and here we should keep in mind that our polygons should be in a less resolution, that is low polygon. Now adjust the vertices as being created as per requirement of the reference image. Adjust them up till, because this is the starting phase, if you don't adjust these vertices they can create a mesh in further stages. So first of all get satisfied from each and every stage and then move further to the next level so that the final output doesn't disappoint us. Now select the faces that are being created from side viewport and go to edit, extrude, and in Z axis bring them forward, and the thickness should be a nominal, that is half of our nose, and then delete the face from the side viewport. Now you can see we have a thin line that is in shape of our face. Now create a new layer, add the face being created, that line being created, and name it as face and save. Now we will come into Photoshop so that we can understand the flow of our face. It is being very important to study anatomy before getting into organic modeling, that is face modeling or human body modeling or four-leg characters, etc. Now just watch, I have created a ruler from the mid of the face and to the side of half as it being shown in the front viewport of our Maya. Now I will take any color so that I can highlight, and a small brush, zoom it a bit, and then I will show you how we will start. The upper line and the lower line shows the flow of the eye muscles, and then the cheek flow and the cheekbones and other meshes, then the lips flow, how it is going to be created in 3D. We have to remember these all flows while creating our mesh so that it will be easier for us to animate this. Otherwise, if the flows of the muscles is not perfect as per requirement through the anatomical structure, the animation that we are going to create will be hampered. And as we will proceed in our 3D modeling, we will see that what are the requirements and what are the key points that are and that should be remembered while creating face. Now we will jump into side profile of our face, side reference, zoom it out a bit and create the muscle flows and study the muscle structure of the face. I am not jumping in depth knowledge of the muscles flow because it will take a lot time to make it understand. So I will assume that you should first study the muscle flow, muscle structure flow, and you can get the study materials or sketches from internet by typing human face muscle structure. These all lines shows where should the edges. Now we will jump into Maya and start creating our faces. For before doing that, I will go to shading, wireframe on shaded, so that even in transparent mode I can see our eyeballs edges as being shown. Now select the edge from perspective viewport and then extrude. And when we drag and select the edges, many times the back edges are also being selected. So always jump into perspective viewport, select the required edge only by clicking on it. And for multiple selection you can use shift and then press extrude from edit mesh menu and then scale it down and jump into left viewport and drag it backwards as being shown, and then select the upper edge of this as been extruded earlier as shown in the video, and then press extrude from recent command or from edit mesh and then extrude it. Now adjust the vertices, control vertices that are in front viewport and then jump in perspective viewport, select the vertices, adjust them back, then in left viewport select the vertex and then adjust it. Whenever you do an extrude, first of all adjust the same extrude and then jump into the another one. Unless and until you are being satisfied with the extrude, don't jump in another extrude option. Now continue the option as being shown, doing the same thing. And one thing I surely say that while completion of this phase you will hate extrude because you have to perform this task lot number of times. Now we can see, so I will slide up my time slider to 10th frame and then adjust my vertex from side viewport as being shown. Now we can see that our mesh is getting inserted in the eyeball. So in perspective viewport I will bring it out and zoom and perform the task so that the mesh is out of the eyeball, and then again adjust the eyeball faces so that the faces being extruded surrounds the eyeball in a curvical position, and we can see that the middle of these edges is being much bigger area. So what I will do is I will first adjust the vertices and then in Photoshop we will see that the upper portion of the eye